What's up, riders? It's Jim from Caledonia Keys. So, is the Yamaha VStar 250 big enough for a new rider? We're going to take it for a little spin. So, what are the advantages then of getting a smaller bike like this? Well, for one, it's a nice light bike. It's easy to maneuver, to throw around. You're not feeling like you're holding up a ton of weight, because actually, you're not. Try that with a Harley Road King. You'll feel the weight. So a lot of times you just got your license, if you're a new rider, that is. And where'd you get it? You got it on the parking lot. So you managed to get enough skills that you could do the maneuvers you needed to pass the test in the parking lot. But going out on the road's a whole different thing. It's a whole new learning curve. So, in my mind, a smaller bike can set you up for success. You've got a lot less to worry about. Well, what about the, I don't know, I mean, maybe you're a big guy or gal and you're thinking, well, will this bike seriously be able to take me at highway speeds? Just a small bike like that. Don't I need a leader bike? I would say absolutely not. I'm 6 feet tall, north of 200 pounds. This bike suits me just fine. I'm not saying it's my only bike, because it's not. In fact, we'll get more onto that later. But it's fun. I like taking this bike out. It's easy to maneuver. Would you rather practice your U-turns on a small bike like this? Or do you want to dive into a full-size touring bike? So I normally ride the back roads. Speed limits are typically between 80 and 90 depending where you are. And it does manage to take off pretty quickly. If you want to go on the 400 highways, well, it carts my 200-pound plus butt over 100 kilometers an hour. So if you're worried about not having enough pep or enough guts, you needn't worry. The other thing about a good used entry-level bike, if you buy it right, used but great condition, if you do get tired of it, you can upgrade. And when you do upgrade, odds are you're going to get about the same amount of money that you paid for it. The other thing is, you'll have made all your mistakes, if you've made mistakes, and odds are you will as a new rider, on your inexpensive entry-level bike. It's going to hurt a lot less if you drop a bike like this than it is if you drop a $20,000 Harley. I guarantee you that. A lot of people don't want to buy a used bike, and that's fine. If you are buying a used bike, a few ways you can go. You can go to a dealer. Some people may call them stealerships, but there are a lot of advantages to buying from a dealer too. When you figure that a dealership has a reputation, so they're going to make sure they've checked out that bike, and if there's something they've missed, they'll probably take care of it for you. Now, you can save money buying privately, but if you're going to do that, either you should know a little bit about bikes and what to look for, and I'll have to do a future video on that one. And even then, it's not a bad idea to make it as a condition of the sale, take it into the dealership, get it certified, and ask them to let you know anything else that they see with the bike. So that way you know it's had a thorough going over. What else do I like about this bike? Well, as a 250, it's a gas sipper for sure. You can run a lot of miles on 20 bucks, even with today's gas prices. I typically don't even worry about gas, frankly, with a motorcycle. If I had an F-150, I'd worry about gas. Another thing as a new rider, you may or may not realize turn signals on a motorcycle typically are not self-canceling. So you've got to cancel them yourself after every turn. Takes a little bit of getting used to. I'm not going to say there's not the occasion when I don't miss canceling them myself, although it's pretty much muscle memory for me by now. And that's the way you want it. But in the meantime, it's nice to have a little reminder when to turn off or when you've left on your turn signals. On the VStar 250, I'll just show you in a minute. I just want to do it when there's no traffic. The indicators, and I don't mean the ones that actually tell you or tell traffic which way you're going, but the light letting you know that the indicator is on is actually on the odometer. See? So when you're on your course, we often tell you keep your head and eyes up. If your turn signal lights are on the tank of your motorcycle, you're not going to see them. So they don't really do you a lot of good there. So a nice little touch, in my opinion, on the VStar is they actually put the flashing indicator light on the odometer, where you can pick it up with your peripheral vision. Just another reminder to turn it off. Alright, so reviewing reasons why you may want to consider an entry-level bike like a Yamaha VStar 250. Cheap to buy. They're reliable. Super great on gas. Easy to maneuver in flat foot. And relatively inexpensive, especially considering maybe what your dream bike might be. Like I said earlier, I'm 6 feet, north of 200 pounds. This bike works great for me. It would also be super for someone who's, say, maybe a little vertically challenged. The seat height, and for that matter, seat height on cruisers generally, is a little bit lower. So odds are, even if you're not that tall, you'll be able to flat foot this bike. Now, I'm not saying it's absolutely necessary to be able to flat foot the bike, but if you can, it does a lot to help your confidence, especially when you're just starting to ride. Alright, well that about sums it up. I think what I might do is I'll flick the camera off, I'll put it back on, because I know I told you that the 400 highways were not a problem. So maybe I'll just actually give you a demo of that. Okay, so gonna go on 401, which is gonna require that we get up to speed. Speed limit should be 100, but as you know, in Ontario, the speed limit and the speed of traffic are often different things. So you've got to get on that throttle. So we'll get that signal light on. $80. $100. Merging a little bit over 100, going the speed of traffic, and there you go. No problem whatsoever. We even got a little sprinkle of rain happening. Now I know a lot of people get nervous in the rain. But you don't really need to be. So with that, hope you enjoyed this little ride and review on the Yamaha VStar 250. Think about it. Go into a bike shop, sit on one. Sit on a few different bikes. This might not be the one for you. I just wanted to point out that a smaller bike may be just what you're looking for. Oh, and don't forget insurance. When you're looking at a bike, call your insurance company. Tell them what you're looking at. The numbers they give you may very well impact your decision on the bike you decide to buy. Smaller displacement often leads to cheaper insurance rates. And as a newer rider, you're typically paying through the nose, so anything you can do to lower the rates those first few years while you get experience is a good thing. So until next time, ride on!